Yo, welcome to another episode of the L.O.C.S Lounge. I'm your boy, your host, Tim Nicholas. We're here at the L.O.C Lounge. We are living to overcome cultural stereotypes. Tonight, we have a great episode planned for you tonight. We have J.B. Moore. He's an established barber here in Dallas, where he's been barbering for the last 10 years up here in North Dallas. Look him up on IG, Facebook, Twitter, J_B_Moore, M-O-O-R. Next up, we also have my boy, Will Sharp Daltrey. Will he's a retired barber. He was barber for the last 6 years, but he's now doing his thing as a financial owner. He runs a financial company as well as dual rentals, where he focuses on luxury cars and his penthouse rentals as well. So look him up, sharp.00. My man is doing his thing. Yo, welcome back to Shop Talk with your boy, your host of the L.O.C Lounge, Tim Nicholas. Tonight, we have some elite barbers in the building. We got my boy J-Mo representing Dallas. What's up, J-Mo?
What's up, man? You all right?
How you doing, man?
Good.
And we also got my boy returning back, Will Sharp Daltrey. What's up, fam?
We here.
What's good? Jersey in the house, Dallas and Jersey in the house. Loving it a little bit about that.
Absolutely.
All right, fellas. So tonight we're going to talk about relationships. All right, y'all ready for that?
Yikes.
Now, let me just tell you, with relationships, that's a big part of the show. We talk through those things, and I just want y'all to know, it's definitely a safe spot in the lounge for us to even talk through that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a safe place.
Absolutely. So, anytime when we talk about relationships, really, relationships make up really the essence of who we are as human beings. From relationships with our parents, our siblings, our children, our co-workers, etc. So, but tonight we're really going to be talking grown folks relationships. We're going to talk romantic relationships. So we cool to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, bet. So get comfortable, gentlemen, because I know y'all know a thing or two. We all grown men, so I know y'all know a thing or two about relationships, all right? So growing up, seeing married couples on TV like the Huxtables, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, Martin and Gina, to real life couples like Russell Wilson and Sierra, LeBron and Savannah, and the Obamas, we have a lot to admire or emulate. The phrase relationship goals has become popular in complimenting a couple who looks to have true love, mutual support, and sometimes, honestly, just having matching outfits on Christmas Day. It seems to fit the bill, man, real talk. So my question to you is, what are some true relationship goals that y'all face, that y'all really want? I'm going to start with you, Jay.
For me, it's being very transparent, no secrets, no lies. That's where everything starts right there. You got to be very transparent with your partner.
Absolutely. Transparency is the biggest thing. You got to be honest
You got to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
Before you can be honest with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't give to someone else what you don't possess. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on that. Transparency and honesty is a big thing. So shout out to you about that true relationship goal, man. That's a big one. All right. How about you, Will? What's the true relationship goal you got?
Man, I think it was a lot about, like what you said earlier, about influences. And I know growing up, I always wanted that, like, Martin and Gina relationship. So
Yeah.
I always wanted a friendship, like a real close, like I can clown on you, you can clown on me, I could kick you out.
Right.
I can come stay at your place.
Absolutely.
Things get weird, you know what I mean? So I think that was always my goal, was to have like this close friendship, you know what I'm saying, relationship with the woman that I was involved with. It didn't matter. As long as we was friends, it didn't matter how she looked, what she did for a living, as long as we could be close. That was really important to me.
Yeah. So you mentioned Martin and Gina. So was that your favorite couple growing up, between the Huxtables, Claire? So we got Dr. Huxtable, Claire Huxtable, you got Martin and Gina, you got Aunt Viv, Uncle Phil, all those other ones, man. So who's your favorite TV couple?
It was definitely Martin and Gina for me. because it was so relatable. Like they was in the projects, literally. Like that's how I felt. Like they were literally in the projects. That's what I knew and understood. I didn't understand a doctor or a lawyer in my family. I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying? Like the Uncle Phil. Like I understood Martin, like being stubborn and like that's how my pops was or my cousin was with his girls. So.
Right.
Martin and Gina was definitely the thing that I wanted to reach because they look fly at the same time. Like Martin was fly with the with the Jordan,
with the Detroit Pistons jersey, you know, the Isaiah Thomas jersey, you know, used to rock that. And Gina was always fly. She always had the yellow like suits on and all that.
It was more culturally like, you know what I'm saying. I mean, and not to say Uncle Phil or Cosby wasn't. Our culture wasn't ingrained in it. It just, you know, at our time, our people, lawyers and doctors, that wasn't our culture or thing that was being pushed. We was pushed to be rappers and basketball players in the 90s. Yeah, we trying to be rap. We trying to survive out here. We went, you know what I mean? So, although I appreciated that example, because it let us know that we could do anything. But what I connected to was Martin and Gina.
Absolutely. And I agree with y'all. I think the Huxtables, growing up, watching the Cosby Show, watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you were able to see a black family what you aspire your own black family to be.
Yeah.
Whereas you watching Martin and Gina, they already into the day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Gina trying to get a promotion on her job. Martin trying to struggle with, is his job even, if he's even worthy about getting a job, you know what I'm saying? He had a whole season tied to being broke and unemployed. A whole season on it, you know what I'm saying? So, and we can relate to that as men in the struggle, right?
Absolutely.
Where we trying to do the best we can for our families, our children, our women, all those things. But at the end of the day, we can get laid off for 6 months and try to go to each situation and it still not work out for us, but we looked at as the bad guy.
But she supported him. That's what we need.
Yeah, absolutely.
They built each other up.
And she was ride or die, hands down. She was ride or die.
Gina was lit. For light-skinned girl, she was lit.
She was lit, huh? Yeah, man. So that's a good question to start us off with. So I got another question for y'all when it comes to just relationship goals. Thinking back to our parents and grandparents, how have relationship goals changed or have had to change for you over the years? So just thinking back to that relationship, how have your relationships been shaped over the past years?
I would say, man, honestly, based on because things have changed since Grandma and Grandpa got married and stayed married, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I think for me, it's not so much as trying to adjust to the new times and the new status or the new requirements of relationships. It's more of trying to stay connected to Grandma and Grandpa. I remember hearing my grandma talk about the things that she knew what was going on in the situation, but still did what she was supposed to do because she believed that it was about something much greater. That blew my mind because the girls that I knew growing up, it was or the culture that I knew growing up, it's like cancel culture. Yo, if he do this, or she do this, that's it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? And that's not the culture our parents came from, our grandparents came from. So for me, living life, I know things are real. People are people and imperfect. You know what I'm saying? As beautiful as we are as equally imperfect. You know what I'm saying? So trying to stick to those principles of putting up with each other. That's the thing. That's the goal. I try to stay connected to my grandpa of his just head down going to work regardless of how, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the challenge of sticking to something that's proven, not necessarily trying to level up to something that we don't even know if it'll work. You know what I'm saying?
It's real. It's real.
I think about my grandfather, you know, I always taught was be a man before anything. Hold the woman down, you know, take her home first.
Right.
Be, you know, very transparent. You gotta always be 100% with her.
Yeah.
You know, that's your support baby. So, you know, support her and all the doors open.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're getting a little bit as a man, we're not holding each other accountable for what we do.
Yeah.
We're just out here. Wow.
Just wilding out.
Just kind of wilding out, losing, you know, the vision. We're not building nothing. We just out here. No goals.
None.
You gotta have some goals with your mate. Or what you either building or destroying. So it's either or.
Yeah.
So we gotta get back to building with, you know, our woman. Put her first.
That's real.
That's kind of how I look at it.
And a lot of times we get into a lot of these situations without really knowing who the person is for us. We may think number one, we getting into this situation with this person and we think that they're loyal to us without even knowing, because we're moving too fast in the situation. Can we even know to rock with that person through any situation? Like how our grandparents did.
I think they were more patient with themselves first. We gotta be a little bit more patient with ourselves, you know, and make sure we healed up before we interact with other people.
That's real. That's good. That's good. So do you guys believe that social media has an influence on what people perceive as relationship goals?
Yeah. Yeah.
How so?
I think it's always had a influence, because like I'm sitting here talking about Martin and Gina. That was the media at the time. It was TV broadcasting, but it's programming, right? At the same time. Fortunately, it's something authentic and something that we understand, but at the end of the day, we are always influenced by the things that we see. And with social media kind of taking over TV programming, whatever we're seeing on social media is becoming the thing that our culture or the youth is starting to believe that this is the idea of relationship. You know what I mean? So, and it's kind of a gift and a curse, right? Because the gift is we get to see more relationships, right? Like, you know, we hear a lot how black men don't want to be with black women or the family, you know, there's all this propaganda, but social media has helped us to see how much we really do love each other and
Right.
like trying to build a power couples and stuff like that, right? We get to see Jay and Beyonce in all their glory, right? That would have been sheltered from or kept away from us like 15, 20 years ago, right? So we get to see that, but at the same time, we also get to see all the nonsense. And that can have an effect. So at the end of the day, yes, social media definitely has an influence on, you know what I'm saying, like how we see relationships. But it's really about the individual. So if the individual is into the light and the fame and the status, we all know at the end of the day, men has always picked women for certain reasons, whether it was a trophy wife or because she's really good, that she's domestic easily, you know what I'm saying? She's cool with being domesticated or whatever the case may be. Men are going to be men regardless. So if a man sees Offset and, you know what I'm saying, Cardi B, and that's the thing he wants, then that's he's going to be influenced by that. And he's going to be drawn to get that for those reasons.
Exactly.
But those reasons bring the results that they bring regardless. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But, you know, some men who, you know, they pay attention to other situations. They pay attention to how my man right here was talking about transparency. Cardi B saying, I don't cook, I don't clean, but then you see a video of her sweeping up. That ain't as transparent as we we need. But, you know, so
absolutely,
it's out there. It's just depending on who the individual to be influenced by what's out there, because it's all out there.
It's definitely out there. I mean, and social media today, everybody is affected by something you see on social media. It's a hashtag for something out there. that affects you in some way, shape, or form if you are actively involved on social media. Relationship goals, if you see it, you're going to be drawn to what relationships really truly look like. What does a relationship look like in today's age? What am I seeing from this couple or this couple? You're going to be influenced by it in some way, shape, or form. The question is how influenced are you going to be by what you see? So you're going to be so influenced that thinking that this is truly the life of the relationship goals that you see on social media,
Right.
or you going to get into the nitty gritty of what you may see. You may see one side of it where you see a beautiful couple like Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey doing their thing. You only see the good side of it.
Yeah.
But they're not going to put out there all the other BS that goes on out there. So you got to be very careful even what you influenced by on social media. So, but it's an influence big time though.
Yeah,
sure.
I definitely think anything you see and you take into your mind is an influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta control what you see. That's the real thing.
That's it. That's it.
That's really what it boils down to. It's like, what am I gonna look at?
Make a choice for yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It's crazy. I had posted on my Instagram my Facebook not too long ago. I said, yo, every ad that I see on YouTube is about making money. Every ad is like, hey, yo, do you want to make $10,000 in it? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You could choose what you see. You know, that algorithm, they're going to see what you like, what you into, and they're going to put that in front of you. That's just how social media works. So if you into this type of thing, that's what's going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you into that, that's what's going to be there. The choice is yours, really.
Pretty much. That's right. It's into it. It's into it. We just got a lesson on algorithms that work on social media. So whatever you into, it picks it up.
Straight up. You searching on the low. You searching this on the low, it's going to be showing an ad.
Right.
You know what I mean? For real.
Absolutely. All right. So speaking of relationship goals, did y'all know that we're in the middle of what I like to call cuffing season? Cuffing season is known as that time of year between October and March where men and women intentionally seek intimacy, casual companionship, or even a serious relationship. To cuff or be cuffed, that is the question. Tonight, we are going to continue our discussion by sharing some relationship advice. So, Will, remind us, how long you been married again, my man?
3 years. 3 beautiful years. Just had an anniversary.
Congratulations, man. Big time. Around Thanksgiving or something like that, right?
Yeah, 25th.
Big time, man. Well, that's what's up. So, well, you know, I don't know about you, but you know, I'm getting married soon, and it's a great time.
It's cuffing season for you.
It's cuffing season for me for sure. She cuffed and locked in. Man, the key is gone. Okay, so she got it. Perfect time. So none of us are relationship experts, but through experience, I feel like we can share some good advice to help men and women who may be ready for love. That's our goal for tonight, is to help others reach their relationship goals. So with that being said, fellas, give us your best relationship advice for men and women. So in other words, what would you tell singles that are looking for love?
Yeah, you know, it's just about investing in one another. I mean, just like business, you know what I mean? So if you invested in a person, like a lot of times we get intrigued by each other and all of that, and it's fun. But then we stop investing in one another. We start really looking for a reaction from them. I put this on. Do I look good? Tell me I look good. If you tell me I don't look good, then now I feel something's weird. But it ain't about their investment in you. It's about your investment in them. So you liking what they like. You know, building them up. Investing in them, that's your partner, that's somebody you with. If you man or woman, I think one of the best things you could do is to continually invest. Like McDonald's is like the #1 for advertising, and they billions, like they good, like, and they still are the #1 in advertising every year. That's because they're continually investing in themselves. You got to continue to invest in your partner every month. I'm invested in you being great because I need you to be great. Because I need to be great. And if you're so connected with me and you're not being great because I didn't invest in you, like then I'm like really sabotaging my own situation. So
So it's a
Invest
reflection
in
on
it.
yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When your partner is not being up to their standard or their greatness, well, you both got to wear that. It ain't just him or her. Y'all both got to wear that. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you know what I mean? I cannot have her investing more than I invest. Like, I got to lead in that. You know what I'm saying? So investing in each other. It's not one of the conversations that we talk about a lot, but it's definitely important.
It's real. What you, Jay?
I would say a relationship advice for me, for both men and women, just be clear on what you want. You know, respect each other's boundaries. You know, just be very, like I said again, transparent. Don't waste time. You should already know what you want, how you want it. Just be clear from the jump, so you can, you know, get to where y'all trying to be. Because if you ain't building, you destroying. So ain't no in between.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, just be clear what you want.
That's real. Thank you guys for such awesome words of wisdom. One thing that I could say stuck with me, really, we were just talking about, you know, just really that transparency, being transparent in relationships. I think transparency sticks out for me. I think just making sure that you put all the cards out on the table is really important to allow people to know who you are so that they can make a decision on if they can be there for you in the ways that you need them to be. So I think transparency is dope, man. So shout out to you with that. Appreciate that. I don't really remember anything you talk about, Will. I mean, to be honest, man, you just be talking, and I really don't listen to this guy. He's a Dallas Cowboys fan, with me being from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am an avid Philadelphia Eagles fan. So anybody who's a Cowboy fan, you got problems with me. You a Cowboy fan?
I support him though.
You support him?
He's gonna beat Philly.
I'm saying what?
Dallas gonna beat Philly. Man.
Dallas gonna beat Philly? All right, man. So we're gonna cut out all his footage. Let's do that. Now we are at the part of shop talk called In the Chair. Our version of the hot seat, but with some shop flavor on it. In the Chair allows us to learn a little bit about our guest and have a little fun at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll pose a couple of questions to our guests individually, and they must answer them without explanation and as quickly as possible in about 30 to 45 seconds. So I'm just letting y'all know it's going to be pretty fast paced. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right, first up in the chair is you, Will. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
All right. What is something that makes you uncomfortable?
Lies.
Okay. 10 years older or 10 years younger?
Right now.
Dark liquor or light?
Dark. What? That's the question.
Megan Good or J-Lo?
Anybody else? J-Lo. No, give me Megan Good. She's black. Megan Good.
All right. Oh, actually, it was Megan Good or Lauren London. But
You know what? I'm thinking Megan the Stallion. But you said good. In my mind, I made up my decision before you said the last name. Definitely Megan Good.
Definitely. And speaking of Meg the Stallion, she just graduated from Texas State University, and the only thing, I think it was a beautiful thing for her to graduate. I think it was a beautiful thing for her to graduate from TSU, but I just felt some kind of way. They put her in the middle of the graduation, like with the other P's and stuff. They should have put her last. Because poor Asia Purnell, who came right after her. Asia Purnell, you can't even cheer for her the right way. Like, the family is embarrassed at that point. Like, Megan Stallion had taken Megan Pete had taken all of her shine. So now, Asia, you just a forgotten woman. So I remembered you, Asia. Asia, congratulations on your degree. Shout out to you, Asia.
It sucked all the energy out the room. That shit's gotta come up. That's crazy.
All right, man. Appreciate that. All right, Jay, it's on you. All right, Venus or Serena? Venus, okay. Worst job you've ever had?
Dallas Morning News.
Who?
Dallas Morning News.
Dallas Morning News. Okay. Would you prefer good looks or a good heart? Hart. Okay. Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle.
Okay. What's off limits to discuss in your barbershop?
The community.
The community.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an off-topic discussion. Yeah. So you can't talk about that in the barbershop. Why not?
Fans too many people, you never know who's who. You know, love is lost, so, you know, just respect everybody. That's a human being. Cut all the static there.
So does it make it hard to talk about community issues in the barbershop because of different...
when I mean community, I'm talking about the LGBT, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, just respect everybody. You don't know who's who.
That's real.
Keep love is lost, so, you know, treat everybody as a human. I kind of don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Mess my money up. That's it. It's
Wow.
the only thing like that. Anything else goes.
That's it.
Everything goes.
Everything. Y'all hear that? Everything. Great responses. You guys are pretty quick with it. I love it. Thanks for being good sports. Appreciate that. So that's our show for tonight. We have enjoyed chopping it up with you about relationships. We hope that you all can find some of the advice we shared useful as you pursue your relationship goals or make the ones you have stronger. Cornel West said it best. You have to recognize that there cannot be relationships unless there is commitment, unless there is loyalty, unless there is love, patience, and persistence. I couldn't agree more. So thank you, Jay. Appreciate you being on, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Will, for being on. Appreciate you. Dropping so much value and knowledge to our shop talks. You guys are the real deal, man. So thank you again for joining us here at Shop Talk, here at the L.O.C.S Lounge with your host, Tim Nicholas. Please make sure you like, share, and follow L.O.C.S Lounge podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as we are living to overcome cultural stereotypes. Be blessed. Have a good night.